Hello, everyone. Welcome to another installment of Radio Free Decipher. It is the same pair, always coming to you from our little tiny broom closet in Norfolk.
And you know, it's funny, the door is falling off.
Yes, we have this room. There's so much funny design about this. We did not have a door on this room for the longest time because it was designed to open in, and the table in here was too large.
It's so small that you cannot fit a table in this room and have the door open in.
Right, so they couldn't take care of it for a long time. Finally, we got a new table in there, so they hung the door. And it was designed to be soundproof, so it has this giant door.
It probably weighs 200 pounds.
Yeah, it is a heavy, heavy door, and it's actually pulling the door down off the hinges.
Right,
bending the hinges because the door is so heavy. And the reason for that is because we can't close the door all the way because it has no doorknob. So we have a big 200-pound door with no doorknob on a little tiny broom closet that is taken up almost entirely by the table that's in it now.
That's crazy.
And that is the RFD studio.
Awesome. So, well, we need to start off today by sort of talking about some things that we've missed on previous broadcasts, or things that we said that we were going to do and we haven't yet. So the first one is my mom.
Yes, we have to give a big shout-out to your mom because...
Okay, I pick her up from the airport. I'm buying a house right now, and my mom is also on the house, purchasing the house with me. And so she flies out here from Santa Barbara last night, and she's like, I was listening to Radio Free every week, and she's like, and you were talking about what Evan did over Thanksgiving, and you didn't even mention that I came out here, and... You know, so we were like, well, we'll talk about you. We'll talk about you tomorrow. And she's like, no. And it's too late. So we're talking about you. So my mom's out here now, and we had a great Thanksgiving when she came out here before. And so I signed papers on a house today, and it's making me very nervous.
Yeah,
so.
Kyle's mom is a very nice woman.
Yes, she is.
So there you go.
She's fantastic.
So, yay, Mom. All right, on to news that you probably care about.
That little piece of business has been taken care of.
Okay, we did that for basically the three of us.
That's right.
For all of you, remember last week we were talking about the Lord of the Rings adventure game and looking over the components, the really excellent look of it.
So we said that we were going to be playing it this week,
and we had every intention of doing that.
And you know what? We still will be playing it this week.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's later today.
Yeah, it's happening unfortunately after the broadcast, but they've managed to get a big group together that's going to be playing it during the day-to-day, and everybody's really pumped about it, it seems like. I mean, we were saying, did you guys get that together yet? Oh, no, we're doing it this afternoon. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good. You know what? I'm gonna champion the Shire, and I'm gonna play a Hobbit, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah. Hopefully, you know, I'll jump on the cave troll and save the day, but you know, you never know.
So we're really looking forward to giving that a try.
That will be good.
Cool.
It will be good. Also, in today's broadcast, we're going to have Sandy Wible here with us to talk a little bit about what he does here at Decipher and some cool international stuff for Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
So that'll be good.
So hang on for that a couple of minutes as we wind our way through a couple other bits of information from last week you may want more about, mainly the Star Wars Players Committee.
That's right. The final things are being determined as far as the Players Committee is concerned, and there will be a story up next week about the Players Committee and what's going to be going on and who's going to be doing what and cool things like that. I have to go write that story today, today and probably early next week. So
be looking sometime middle of next week for information on the Players Committee.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. I got to say, it's really exciting stuff for the Players Committee, and I think a lot of people are going to be really excited, and I'm glad the direction that it's taking.
Yeah, I've
really
seen
happy.
Some of the names that are involved. I hate to tease you too much about this,
right.
But I've seen some of the names, and they're people I know, you know, and I don't have a strong affiliation with Wars, and I recognize these names and appreciate what they're going to bring to the project. So those of you who are diehard fans of the game, I think are going to be very pleased by the way that this is shaping up.
Yep, I believe so. Good stuff.
Turning now to Star Trek news.
That's right.
I don't have a clever anecdote today. I'm not sure the one I told last week was all that clever anyway.
You know, Evan and I joke about this, and I think we've mentioned it here on the broadcast before, that half of our jokes I think are only funny to us.
Yes.
And we sit there and we think we're so clever, and then people are like, yeah, I'm not sure what you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, when we talk to other people, they're like, yeah. And Evan said, you know, well, I think only people really want to listen to the broadcast to get the hardcore information. It's like, you know, on the bulletin boards, it's like, what was talked about on RFD today? Nothing.
Yeah.
You know, or, oh, they said something about blah.
Yeah,
you know, and
it's
like,
never Kyle told a really funny joke.
Yeah, you know, where are the Kyle told a really funny joke posts on our BBS? You know, I feel hollow.
I'm so sad.
But, you know, then again, the jokes probably have to be funny for that.
Yeah,
to
maybe
get
so.
posted. So
anyway, as I said, I don't have a Trek anecdote today, but I do have news about those of the Star Trek Online CCG.
Mm-hmm.
Those of you who haven't checked it out for a while, you know, maybe went in and got your starter deck and then stopped visiting, should start going back over there because things seem to be shaping up over there for an online world championship this year.
It's looking like a mid to late spring there will be an online Star Trek World Championship.
So all of you who wanted to have the opportunity to compete at one of the World Championships at DecipherCon and weren't able to make it there, or those of you who missed out, unfortunately, because of the cancellation of DecipherCon and just can't wait until this year's event, there is a place for you to go and test your skills.
That's right. You can sign up for, you can get free starter deck just for signing up. You can play for free. It's a lot of fun stuff. You just have to buy your own packs of cards.
Now, dates and structure and all of this, I understand, are still being decided on, but that means it's a better opportunity for you to get over there now, learn the system, learn how to play online if you're not familiar with it, and then be all ready to go once that structure is in place. But I understand they're pushing it hard, and there are a lot of people over there who are more than happy to get you up and running.
That's right. Lots of really good people volunteer over there to get you up to speed, teach you the intricacies of deck building and stuff like that. It's really cool because you basically every time you buy cards, they instantly get sorted into your card box, and then you can just sort. You can view your deck by what affiliation, what your dilemmas, whether you want space dilemmas or whatever. It's really cool. Good stuff.
How about that Designers Challenge, man?
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. Okay.
Would it be safe to say you've had a few entries?
For those of you that don't know, when you hit the submit button, most of you guys don't know this, when you hit the submit button when you enter in your Lord of the Rings deck list for the Designers Challenge, an email, the deck gets sent to me. And I have, filters set up so that it goes into a certain box, so I can track how many we're getting, and it's all nice and organized and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, in the first Designers Challenge, it took a week. You were allowed to submit your deck for an entire week, and we got exactly 100 entries to the first Designers Challenge. We still have,
a few hours
to go here, and we have almost 650 entries for it this time. That's a lot.
And they really are going to look at every single one of these decks. And I've been mocking them about it. I said, I don't know about you guys. If it were me, I'd just pick 8, at random and look at them. And if they weren't bad, go with those. No, these guys have more integrity about this than I would. They're actually going to look at all of these decks.
Some of them, I've just started to go through some of them because I'm trying to get ahead of the game here a little bit, so I can pass out deck lists so that the guys can look through them this weekend. And I've only gone through maybe 50 of them so far and stapled them and looked at them and stuff like that to make sure they're all correct. And so far I found three deck lists that were 6 pages or longer.
Yikes. What? Yeah.
Incredibly long strategy articles.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is those decks get noticed before the other ones.
Sure.
So those decks are going to be looked at more closely probably.
That was part of their plan.
It's interesting, but you can't help but be drawn to that page 1 of 8, page 1 of 6, and you're just like, wow, what is this guy talking about and all this stuff.
That was part of their plan, man.
It works, man. It works. It's who knows if it's psychological, but every deck is going to get its due attention, and we're going to go through and try and pass out the decks to as many people as possible. I think there's going to be 10 of us, 10
Right.
or 11 of us looking at the decks, so that means probably about 65 decks per person.
Yeah, now just think how long it would take you to look at 65 decks and decide which ones were the best. So bear that in mind when it takes us many, many days. It's not a week or so.
Well,
to,
we have the final announcement of which decks made the top 8, or we're
Right.
even considering now making it top 16
because there were so many.
because there were so many. We will make that announcement a week from today on which were the top decks.
Good luck.
So we have 1 week to get through all of those deck lists.
Good luck.
So I think we're going to be spending a lot of lunch times
Yeah.
rifling through papers. You should see it too. Like I've only printed out 415 of the decks so far.
Yeah, so far he's only used like 3 reams of paper. You
And
know.
the stack is literally like 8 inches high.
Yeah, it's worse. It's like a stack of
Yeah,
phone
it's
books.
like 3 phone books stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, I thought maybe you'd be bringing, your daughter in to sit on him and get a haircut or something. It's tall.
It's pretty incredible. So
Anyway,
that is where we're at with the Designer's Challenge. So pretty fun stuff, but pretty lot of work.
Yes.
All right, so now we turn our attention to Mr. Sandy Wible. How are you doing today, Sandy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about what you do here and who you are and what you have to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure we've ever actually had you on RFD before, have we?
We have, but it was a long time when we first started it.
Wow.
I was on once or twice.
Were you still like rebel base leader back then?
I don't think so. I think I'd stopped doing that. But what I actually do is I help coordinate all of the manufacturing for our card game products. I'm starting to help a little bit with the role-playing stuff, which is kind of fun. But I get all the sheets laid out. I get everything ready. I help proofread everything, send them out to the printers, help catch any snafus and fix them. So
and every time I don't have the correct font on my machine, Sandy helps me with that.
Yeah. So,
oh no, you need Ascaden's the font.
Right, exactly. Hey, you just gave away our secret font.
Did I?
Yes, but that's okay.
All right.
That's
So,
one question people always ask. What
Yeah,
fonts
people
do
are
you
always
use?
asking what fonts we use.
Yeah, I
It's
think
the
that's so
blah, blah,
they
blah
can
font.
make their own dream cards.
Yep, pretty much.
Whatever.
So what has been your recent project? What have you been doing layouts on?
Recently, I've been really busting my hump on the Lord of the Rings translations.
Now, how many translations are there?
Well, we're doing 8 languages, counting English.
Okay.
So that's what we're starting off with, and with Minds of Moria, we're trying to add even more.
Wow.
Which is really cool.
Okay.
Wow.
So,
So wait, there's going to be other languages that don't have their premiere set in their language.
well, they're still talking it over, so I can't say it's a sure thing.
Okay.
But we're always open to printing more. Basically, if there's a market there, if there's a distributor willing to help push it, we're very willing to talk to them and work with them.
Great.
Okay.
What are the languages right now besides English?
Okay, we have French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Polish,
And Chinese.
and traditional Chinese.
Okay.
Now, the traditional Chinese, is that going to mainly be like in the Hong Kong and area, or is that going to be like mainland China?
Well, I don't know where they're going to market it and all that. I have really nothing to do with that. But
Sure.
I know that's where they're headquartered is in Hong Kong.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure about that. But I don't know where they speak,
Right.
what versions of traditional or standard Chinese or
Right.
whatever.
Okay.
I don't really know anything about that.
And all of these translations are actually being printed back over in Belgium at Cartamundi,
Right.
where we started all those years ago.
Right, exactly. So, which helps out the Europeans a lot because I know they always complain about how much cards cost over there, and it really is not our fault. It's all import
Right.
duties.
Right.
So with the European common market, we can print in Europe, and it'll be the other way around. The people here in the States
They'll
are
wanna
going to
get
have to pay
translation.
extra,
Right.
for states import duties, if they want to get, just out of novelty. Hey, it'd be cool to have a pack of Italian.
Right.
Right.
Well, it's
So-
good to cut the cost down for them.
Now-
And they're kind of being printed like right now, like in.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the time frame on those internationally?
They're in production right now as we speak. We have people over there, checking the presses and making sure all the color is right, and that everything is working out.
Okay, so they let you go to Chicago, but when someone gets to go to Belgium, that's not you?
Well,
that doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, I've gotten to go to Belgium before, so I'll probably get to go for some future sets. But the first time, we usually like to have some of the big wigs go over, just because they always like to talk about the contracts and make sure everything's running smoothly.
Sure.
Before they let Schmoboy go over
Schmoboy.
and do the routine
Wible.
stuff. But still, it is fun. It's I get to travel just enough that it's so exciting.
Cool. What other languages does it look like we're getting close to doing? Is that stuff we can talk about?
Too early to say?
Yeah. That's a legal contract negotiation.
Sure.
So,
okay. Fair enough.
I don't even know if any are even close. It's not something that we talk about. So.
Now, I understand in the coming week, when the original Premier Starter decks were released in English, we had demo decks that were available for PDF download online, and I understand that's going to be the case for the translations as well?
Yeah, actually, I'm getting set to do that this morning. So
okay.
I'm going to rip them out for, all the languages. I know, for example, the Italian, I think the movie premiere is this weekend over in Italy. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that one first and see if I can get them to put that online. If not today, then maybe Monday.
So you'll be able to get demo decks in all those languages.
Right, and that way the Italian distributor, which is Nexus, I think, they can tell people, hey, there's this cool free starter deck you can download and check out the game, even though we're not going to have the cards for a couple of weeks.
Cool.
Good stuff.
So when can people overseas expect to start seeing them in stores?
Well, the exact street date depends on two things. One, when the cards finish printing, and two, when the distributors are able to turn it around.
Okay.
And that is going to depend upon each individual distributor in that country. So, we can't give an exact date.
Right.
It's, we're within weeks.
Good stuff. Now, you also have been working hard on Minds of Moria, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I believe everything's all approved.
Nice.
I'm sending stuff out, as I get it.
Mm-hmm.
There are 5 or 6 different little elements. We're trying to get the starter decks first, so we'll get the starter decks a couple weeks before everything else, which is really cool. And the starter decks are like the initial Fellowship of the Ring decks in that they've got 63 cards with 3 random rares. And the random rares are going to be from the rares that are in the boosters.
Wow.
Which is cool. So,
so
however many weeks before the actual boosters, you can get, a few cool preview rares.
So you can't quite build a full set until the boosters come out because you can't get all the commons and uncommons.
That's
But
right.
if you really wanted all the rares, that's kind of fun.
Now, a little bit of information has already gotten out there about the starter decks. Why don't you tell us exactly kind of what the components of the Minds of Moria starter decks are?
Well, like I said, you've got your 3 random rares, 60 cards. The 60 has 1 preview, I think 2 copies of 1 preview each in 2 decks.
Similar to the original.
Right, like the original. I think it's Gimli and Gandalf for the premiums. And then the other cards are going to be a mixture pulled from Minds of Moria and from Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay.
And they're entirely new, so, we're getting a lot more variety for things like, your sealed deck tournaments, that kind of stuff. Instead of having 2 decks, now we're going to have 4 or even 5 if you count the deluxe.
Right.
So that'll add a lot of variety, I think.
That's going to be
Sounds great.
Great stuff. I'm a big fan of the Gimli deck.
Yeah.
Boy, those dwarves can start doing some damage.
Yeah. A lot of cool new dwarf stuff in Minds of Moria.
Nice.
Really
well,
cool.
You would think there would be.
You would think.
Yeah.
Lots of dwarf, lots of Moria. So.
Yeah. I think Mike Reynolds is really pumped,
he is a
pumped
huge
about
dwarf fan, yeah.
So having a designer championing the dwarves is something.
Yeah, and in fact, the elves get to look forward to that for Realms of the Elf Lords. Not only because the title of the set might lead you to think that way, but I know Chuck's a big champion for the elves. So,
who's the champion for the Shire?
I don't know.
Who's championing
who's the most
the Shire
Hobbit-like
up there? Who's the most Hobbit-like?
I don't know.
Well, I know Mike has had some good.
That's true.
Mike's a little hobbity.
Yeah, Hobbit decks have some really cool stuff they can do. So, and that was one of the design elements I know, is that they wanted this cool, powerful culture you could do without having a ton of rare cards.
Right.
So, which you can definitely do with the Shire, and it's certainly competitive. So.
Sure, cool. Well, thanks for taking time out to talk to us. Anything you want to add before we send you back on your way?
Not really.
Cool.
Just need some more of my coffee. So.
All right. Well, enjoy.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
So there you have it for another, random, fun-filled, information-packed episode of Radio Free Decipher.
That's right. Did you? I don't think you fit in your word that you were supposed to fit in today.
I didn't have a word today.
Oh, come on now. Yeah,
I didn't have a word today, you big liar. That is a mendacity.
Oh, see, he got it in. He got the secret word in, and it's all good now. So,
all right,
life can go on.
All of you, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Take care.